I think it's do or die with all the massive upsets we're seeing in the power conferences, just because there's not going to be a lot of spots available. We're seeing these guys like NC State tonight knock off, blue bloods all over the place. They're getting in. That's an extra spot now. So that's going to be taken away from these mid-major conferences. But I think VCU will be just fine in this game. Both teams pretty evenly matched here. The Rams are 76 and the Dukes are 90th in the Ken Pom ratings. They each score about 70 points per game. They're giving up 67, shooting 44% from the field. So baseline, they're pretty even. But when it comes down to it, I think two areas in this game are going to make the difference. Number one being free throws. VCU makes their free throws. They're 11th in the nation with free throw shooting percentage at 78%. When you look at Duquesne, 71.6 from the field or from the line. So just not very good there. And then it's going to come down to star power too. I really like Max Scholga for VCU. He's been fantastic this season, doing a little bit of everything, scoring about 15 points per game, 5 boards, 4 assists. He also shoots just under 45% from the field, so very efficient shooter. He takes a lot of contested shots. Coming off a 25-point game today against St. Joe's where he willed his team to victory, 90% from the free throw line, 75% from three. I think he carries this momentum into the game tomorrow and finds a way to get the job done and get that bid to the NCAA tournament. Well, I'm going to lay the points with Illinois tomorrow. I think both could be relatively dangerous in the big dance, but I want to hold the phone on Wisconsin a little bit. In the Zach Edey era, Purdue has just constantly dropped the ball. They've lost big game after big game after big game. So I'm not ready to sit here and say Wisconsin did anything special today. I mean, we can look back over the years. North Texas has done it in the NCAA tournament against them. FDU did it last year against them, and then obviously Dougie Buckets back in the day as well. So Purdue constantly drops the ball, but looking at this game, the Illini are 10th in the Ken Pom ratings, Wisconsin 17th. But the hottest player on the floor does belong to Wisconsin in this game. That's A.J. Storr. That's got 50 points in the past 2 games. He's been absolutely dominant. But the bottom line here, Illinois, they're still a really good basketball team. Had a great comeback win against Nebraska because of how good their offense is. They have a fantastic scorer as well in Terrence Shannon Jr., who dropped 40 points today for the Illini, willing his team back to victory. The biggest reason Purdue struggled today, they can't win from the perimeter. They were terrible from three-point range. They were terrible in the mid-range. If they don't get the ball down low, they can't win, and that helped Wisconsin crawl their way back into the basketball game and find a way to pull it out at the end. I think Illinois is going to be able to win from the perimeter tomorrow, and that's going to help them get the job done and ultimately win this game and cover the spread. Auburn's been pretty special, and I do think they're going to find a way to win this game and cover in it. They've been pretty much cruising in the SEC tournament, beat South Carolina by over 30 points, I believe, beat Mississippi State by 7 to get to this game against Florida. Florida can score, and Florida did beat Auburn earlier in the year in Gainesville. It was an 81-65 win, but I chalked that up just a bad game for the Tigers. They didn't come out. They didn't play well. I think we're going to see a totally different result here. Looking at Auburn, they play really good defense. That's something Florida has not done this season at all, right? They can score, they can make baskets with the best of them, but if you don't play defense, it's going to come back to bite you eventually. They've been shooting the lights out of the gym the past couple days. It's been amazing to watch, but they gave up 88 points to Alabama. They gave up 90 points to Texas A&M. You just can't play that kind of defense against Auburn and expect to be okay. Auburn allows 68 points per game on average. Florida allows 78. Auburn's 4th overall in the Ken Pom ratings with the 10th defense and the 5th ranked offense. Florida's 25th. They are 13th in adjusted offensive efficiency, but they're 87th in defensive efficiency. I think that's really going to hurt them in this game. Auburn needs their big players to step up like Johnny Broome. If he does that and they get the job done here, it wouldn't be surprising just because they play really good defense and Florida doesn't. It's as simple as that. UConn. I hate to say it. I feel like it's a square play saying take the favor here, but there's a lot of teams. I've watched a lot of college basketball over the past few days, like many of us have. We've seen the top teams in action. And the top teams, or the alleged top teams, they have a lot of guys that hang their heads when things go wrong. They can't respond to adversity. UConn has done that extremely well this season. They faced a lot of adversity in the Big East tournament. They've been in battles, but they stay on the program, and then they go on their run. And when they do that, teams can't keep up. I think UConn's the one team in the country where I can say this is a team. We don't see that a lot with these big programs. Even tonight, North Carolina, things start going wrong. They start pointing fingers. The frustration comes in. UConn doesn't have that. They just stay on the program, and that's a credit to Dan Hurley and the culture that he's built there. So even though it's 4-1 right now, and it's a very, very short odds in a tournament where anything can happen, I think the Huskies are definitely the play.